Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nice Gal TV, courtesy of Mary Jane, your recovered nice gal, self-love champion, and love coach, love and dating coach for nice guys and nice gals. So today is all about overgiving, and nice gals and guys, we overgive out of fear. Fear that we're not enough, fear that we have to do more, be more, have more in order to be lovable. We got that message very early on, and it just became a habitual part of who we are, that we feel like we need to give and please and accommodate and support and perfect in order to attract the love that we actually know in our hearts that we desire and deserve, but don't necessarily ever feel the trust that we'll get it without having to do more. Ironically, it's the doing more that actually makes sure that the nice gal never gets the guy. So for those of you who aren't familiar with my story, consummate, like I said, recovered nice gal, but who really struggled with that for a long time. And like my clients, I, tried to secure love by perfecting, by pleasing, by performing for love. It didn't matter how many courses I took, how many books I read, how accomplished I was, how many body aligning prone positions I put myself in or twisted myself in, or experts that I talked to. What would happen over and over again, I would always circle back to the same heartbreak. I would always end up falling short of my full potential, not only in love, but I think in life and in business in so many different ways, because I was too nice. And I really kind of got fed up. I got tired. I got tired first and so heartbroken and sad and disappointed, just got really tired. And then I got angry, like enough is enough kind of angry. Like this hurts too much. This is just, I just feel like I'm ending, no matter how hard I try, I end up in the exact same place again. And I always say, like, it's like the analogy of going up a mountain. Overgiving feels like this tireless, never-ending struggle where you are climbing up the hill, but never getting anywhere. Like you're trudging in the same spot over and over again, and maybe you're knee deep in mud while you're doing it. And it's the realization that your plate is really full, but your life is empty. So you have a lot, there's a lot to do, there's a lot of responsibility, there's, always somebody else to fix, support, help, and more to do to improve yourself, but you never feel like it fills you. The emptiness stays there, and I think that's the most heartbreaking of all. And it's especially hard because you're doing so much, but you actually feel left behind, and you're watching everybody else around you succeed and feel supported and get the love that they want and the careers that they want and the purpose that they want and the self-expression that they want, and you're just like, I'm working so hard, I'm trying so hard, why is nothing happening? And so what is the message that overgiving really sends? It tells a man that you don't value yourself. Because if you don't believe that you're lovable, then other people see that, and it shows through your actions and how you treat yourself and what you say in your body language and what you do, and it's just being communicated in every single way. And so that insecure sense of being in love, which is I don't feel secure that other people will love me. I don't have the assurance that I'll be accepted for who I am. I don't believe that all my hard work will actually pay off and get me somewhere. That's what a nice girl message that a nice girl receives over and over again from her experience. And what happens after a while is that she just mistrusts herself, she mistrusts others, she mistrusts life, and maybe if you see yourself as a spiritual person, you have that same reflection of mistrust from God, not trusting that you can manifest, that you can create, that you can express, that your life can be filled with meaning and purpose and fulfillment. And when we send that message of not being lovable, the other person is going to know that. They're going to see that. And they're going to act accordingly. They're going to treat us with disregard or dismissiveness, or they're going to treat us badly, like use us, abuse us, mistreat us, good enough for now kind of gal experience. So for those of you who know, I'm not the kind of nice girl, an expert that did everything right. I'm the girl who did everything wrong. I've made every mistake that you can think of that a nice gal has made. I've been in the trenches. I've struggled. I know exactly what it feels like to be in that place where you feel like you are doing so much, but it's never enough. That you're never enough. That nothing out here is ever enough. And there's a emptiness and a desperation that comes with that, and a mistrust of like, how can I create the life that I really deserve and desire and want and feel like is my birthright. And so it's not enough. I hate that, everyone used to say, and I used to think of it like, I'm in the trenches, trial and error style, like figuring things out. And, everyone just said, well, you just don't love yourself enough. And I'm like, I knew that. I knew that I didn't love myself enough. But here's the thing is that we psychologically are interdependent and interrelatable. And so we do get our sense of worth also reflected from other people. So if we feel awkward and unsure of ourselves and not confident, and we're not sure that we're lovable, or we've been mistreated really badly in the past, so we have some walls up or some discomfort or some avoidance, or we're so desperate and needy because we really just want to make it happen, or we're kind of controlling because of that. Whichever expression that you relate to, and maybe all like me, you put that out there energetically, and the reflection of love doesn't come back to you. You get dismissed, you get overlooked, you get undervalued, you get abused, you get mistreated, you get, the guys who shine you on, and then, it doesn't go nowhere relationships. You just end up in the same heartbreak place over and over. And that reflection coming back at you long enough makes you feel even more insecure, more desperate, more needy, more unsure of yourself, more mistrusting of love and relationships, more isolated, more closed off, or trying harder, jumping through hoops, performing and pleasing and doing more and more. And it's this frantic, desperate desire. So all over giving for nice girls comes from this chaotic, frantic, I'm not enough, there's not enough, I'm not going to get enough fear that is ruling every single behavior that she's doing, right? So those nice girl behaviors of accommodating, pleasing, supporting, fixing, rescuing, perfecting, all of those come from that desperate fear that I'm not enough and someone's going to see it. I'm going to experience the same pain that I had in the past. This is going to be a repeat of the same thing. Of course, it ends up being that because we're struggling so much, right? And herein ends the loop, the endless cycle, the mountain that you're climbing that never goes anywhere. You just sit there struggling and struggling and struggling. So if you relate to that, if you relate to the, wait a minute, I'm overdoing, I'm overfunctioning, I'm overgiving, I am trying hard in every single thing, but I don't feel like anything is happening here. In fact, sometimes I feel like I get the short end of the stick and I'm still overlooked, or I'm still undervalued, or men just treat me like a doormat or a filler girl, or the good time girl, or whatever, whether it's, trust me, if it's in your love life, it's in your life, right? Showing up in your business, in your career, in your work, your other relationships, because being a nice gal, that fear follows you wherever you go. And literally, people can smell it. It's like an aroma. Oh, great, fear. So like I said before, it's too simplistic to say, well, you just don't feel worthy, you don't feel good enough, you don't feel worthy. Like, what does that mean? Like, that or you wouldn't be drawn to the nice gal community. And so let me talk about that. What I discovered in my work and with my own recovery and breakthrough, and trust me, it just continues. You just get better and better and better. You get deeper layers, and you start getting different results, which is fun. I discovered that the I'm not good enough stuff is uniquely expressed in nice gals, and that really understanding this pattern can unlock the door to freedom for you. And so giving, like I said, pleasing, fixing, supporting, for everybody else is actually costing you. It's costing you your health, your happiness, your wealth, your well-being, and your absolutely the love that you want, the love that you're craving. And I invite you today to just take this like nice gal stance, and I'm kind of just dropping down into my core, into my heart, and into my belly, and into my, the womb area for women, like, our hips and our kind of grounded energy, to get out of the frantic flying that usually happens because we're overthinking, trying to figure it out, trying to fix it, trying to create it, trying to do more and have more and be more. It's all up here swimming in our head. It makes us crazy. And it makes the fear factor go up higher. So the key is to like breathe down into your being, into your heart, into your belly, into your hips. And sometimes, like me, it just helps to close the eyes and get into that centered place. And I invite you to let go of all the trying, all the overgiving and overdoing. And by the way, that's going to initially make you feel really anxious. But trust me, it's anxiety that's driving that in the first place. Like, I need to do this or I'm not going to be able to get what I want, right? And we're just trying to fill up that emptiness. So you get rid of the frantic, the desperate, needy climb to the top of the nowhere mountain, right? The do more mountain, the never enough mountain. You stop climbing that mountain. You just get off it. Realize it's just endless. It's not getting you anywhere. And you start freeing yourself, like I said, from that overgiving and overdoingness so that you can come home back to yourself, into the space within you that returns you back to love. Because here's the truth. All this giving is leaving you empty and exhausted and mistrusting. And once you stop giving everything away and you get over that initial hump of anxiety, which will come, right? Because the ego wants to do something to make it better. Then you can receive actually all the emotional nourishment that you're hungry for. And that's my definition of sort of the beginning of self-love. And the intuition and the wisdom and the insight and the information that you can then open yourself to will actually stick. But as long as we take in self-love as another to-do on top of our nice cow plate, as long as we're trying to overgive out of fear, as long as we don't address that fear factor that's driving our nice gal behaviors, we're never free from it. It's going to permeate through our self-development. It's going to permeate through our business if you're, a coach or a practitioner or an entrepreneur, or, like my other clients, a lot of them are nurses and psychologists, right? So it permeates through everything, that everything they're doing is motivated by fear. And the energy of what we are is then what we attract. And the energy of what we give out is what we get more of. So if we're giving more of fear, if the energy of what we're doing is the right thing, but it has the energy of fear behind it, then fear just self-perpetuates. It generates even bigger and higher. And then we never feel like it's enough, because it isn't. And for those of you who are the nice gal perfectionist, you know that perfectionist nice girl in you never gives you a break. You'll succeed, you'll achieve something, you'll accomplish something, and there's always the next to-do list that's always too long and too unrealistic to accomplish. There's always that next accomplishment. You never feel the pleasure, satisfaction, or fulfillment from anything, because there's always this frantic, desperate energy of fear driving you to do more. It's never enough. It's kind of an insatiable energy, and that's kind of what the ego's like. It just always wants more. It's not pleased or happy with what it has. And whereas your soul and your heart can actually, when it lets go of that doing more, having more, being more, overgiving, over trying, over functioning energy, is that you can actually open up your plate and allow yourself to receive everything that you keep giving away, or that you can't see because you're so busy pushing up against it. So when you start to just, even if you don't believe it, but you own it or invite it, just surrendering the overgiving and the trying hard to figure things out in every interaction that you have, whether it's dating with a man right now, or a coworker, or a client, or patients, or whatever's in your world, family members and friends, if we can let go of the needing to do more and actually lean back, breathe into our belly, breathe into our heart, breathe into our hips and our pelvis, and get centered in that place and be like, it's enough that I'm just here right now. It's enough that I'm just me. And get more comfortable living into that space. What will actually break through and open for you is a freedom to know that you're perfect and that you're worth loving. And then you begin to allow yourself to notice more of what's happening out here, because you're not frantically swimming in your head trying to figure it all out, and you can receive and relate and connect. And then all those hungry emotional needs that haven't been met for so long because you've been given everything away, including yourself, can start to find a way within your being, because there's room for them to go into. I hope that makes sense. So the message that I really leave you with today is just to stop abandoning yourself by giving yourself away to be loved, and begin to abandon instead this over-trying and over-giving energy and all the fear that comes with it. Because when fear leaves your being, you have space for self-worth, for nourishment emotionally and physically and energetically and spiritually to come into your being. And then the self-love that you're attempting to do will actually feel good, and it will stick, and it will have lasting results. So you're worth loving. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.